Hey guys, this is Nick, the preacher from the Preacher in the Gym Guy and the Preacher's Better Half. Javier and Heather made some pretty awesome videos yesterday and the day before, and so I'm just going to follow it up with something quick. But I always, in my kickboxing classes, I always say we make moves, not excuses, and I've tried to teach my kids that as well. And the other day I was throwing a baseball with Judah in the front yard, and my arm was so sore from working out. Like, it's just a baseball. How heavy is a baseball? I'm trying to throw this baseball with my son, and 3 times in a row I threw it short because I could barely move my arm. And Judah goes, "Dad, just throw the ball to me." And I was like, "Man, dude, my arm is so sore." And he goes, "Just pick it up and throw it right." And then he runs and gets the ball that I threw past him, and he turns around and he says to me, "Hey, Dad, we make moves, not excuses." And I was like, "Nah, you can't use that one against me." But he did. And I kind of learned that again today in the gym. I went in and worked out with Javier, and got on, and the thing he kept saying to me was, he said, you tell yourself, you say it right now, you said, "I'm not done yet." You say, "I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet." And so he could tell I started saying it in my head. He said, "Say it out loud, say that out loud." And so between every single set, "I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet." And so I'm sitting there on the chest press, and we keep getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And he reminds me, he says, hey Nick, I racked that out last week," which means he put the pin all the way at the bottom and lifted all the weights on the rack. And I didn't quite get there today, but that was my goal. And then we went over to do some tricep extensions on the machines, and I ended up racking out 2 of those, but it was all because between every single set I kept saying out loud, "I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet." But I can guarantee you, if between any of those sets I got to the point where in my head I said, "Man, I'm done," I would have stopped. Because as soon as I'm convinced in my mind that my body can't do any more than it is doing right now, I'm not going to be able to do it. Guaranteed. As soon as my brain says I'm done, my body is not going to do it. But I kept saying to myself, "I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet." And I kept going. I kept going. I kept going until I racked it out. It was hard as all get out, and I sweat like a pig. But I accomplished it, and I had been frustrated with myself up to this point because I wanted to be getting stronger. I wanted to be getting bigger. I wanted to be putting on some weight, and just didn't feel like it was happening. But then finally today, when I changed my mindset and told my body, "You're not done. You're not done. You can go again. You can go again. You can go again," it happened. And you guys, it's the same way for us in life. Javier told me after I did that, he says, "Nick, it's the same in the gym as it is out there. Same in the gym as it is out there, as you're pursuing your job, as you're pursuing your goals, as you're reaching people, whatever it is that you are pursuing." And for me and for Heather and I, and for Javier, it's a pursuit of the goals and the passions that God has implanted in our hearts. And in the book of Philippians, Paul, the Apostle Paul, one of the leaders of the church in the first century, he said this. He said to forget about the past. We talked about this last week, but forget about the past and press on to the goal, which is heavenward. And for us, sometimes life gets frustrating, but as much as we can say in the gym, "I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet, I'm not done yet," we believe that in real life, our mission on this earth does not end until Jesus comes again to take us to heaven. And I'm excited about that day. I can't wait until Jesus comes back. But I am not done yet. I'm not done loving people. I'm not done sharing the love of Jesus with people. And I'll never be done until Jesus comes back. And so that's my encouragement to you, is that the goal is never fully reached. You're never done. So you get that through our heads. We've always been taught from the beginning, from the day we met, Javier and got involved in this whole preacher in the gym guy thing is you change your thinking, you change the way you think, it will change the way you act. You change your perspective on life, it'll change the way that you live your life. And we believe that Jesus changes us from the inside out. And so really it just comes down to choices. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. God has so much in store for you, and He wants you to press on, to press on, to press on. The cool thing about doing it for God is that you don't always have to do it on your own strength. Say a quick prayer. I was reading in Nehemiah this morning how Nehemiah was a cupbearer to the king. This was in the Old Testament. He was a cupbearer to the king. That's a job that was kind of for nobody knew his name. Nobody knew who he was. But he had a relationship with the king, and yet his people, the Israelites, their city was burned to the ground and in shambles. And so Nehemiah, it says that he was going to go ask the king if he could go rebuild his city. And all it says is that he was scared, and so he prayed a prayer to the God of heaven. And all he said was, God, give me favor in the sight of this man. So he was scared, and then he prayed for strength from the one source that could give him strength. And so I just love that, because as we go on and we seek to reach our goals, we can say, I'm not done yet, and then just ask God to give us strength. So that's my encouragement for you. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Change the way you think, you change the way you live, and then you reach your goals. So until next time, check out toolshedtraining.com. Find us at one of the gyms. Come over to Creekside Church. Message us. We'd love to just chat with you about these things. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time.